No sawdust. And no sticks. Before it was an
She got the camera.
That's so funny. Arrived at the show and this morning I thought I'd give a little rundown about what happened this morning. So because we had to leave home so early this morning, what we did was we got the kids straight up. They did their teeth, they got changed, and we put them in the car. So that we drove straight here. While we were in the car driving, that is when we fed everybody. So everyone had breakfast while we were in the car traveling. It took us 3 hours to get to this show. When we got here, Ned got ready and went straight into the judging ring because he's judging the 2-day show this time. I took my time with the kids to get organised, so everyone got changed into their show clothes, so we don't travel in show clothes. They get changed once they get here. And then because it was about lunchtime when we got here, I fed them before we went anywhere near the cattle section, before we went anywhere near Ned. The kids are far more responsive when they've gotten out of the car, they've had a run around, they've had something to eat and drink, and then had space. Before we turned up to the show, I made sure that we went down to the local grocery store and we purchased food that we could all eat at the show. So my kids have food intolerances, egg, dairy and gluten, so it's always easier to buy something in advance. So we watched Ned judge for a little while, and then the kids needed to get some more zoomies out. But when we're watching, we usually sit a little bit further away from the grandstand. Because people who are sitting in the grandstand often want to listen to the judging, they want to listen to the junior judging going on. So because the kids are so young, so the kids are 5, 4, 2 and 9 months, it is like we make an effort to sit away from those people who want to listen to that, especially if the mic system on the day isn't incredibly great. We're lucky today that it was, but we sit a little bit further back so they can do their little bit of running. It's not going to spook the cattle. We can still hear what's going on. And these guys found a lovely friend who was at the National All Breeds Heifer Show with them last weekend. So we set them up. Their beautiful mum bought some shovels and buckets and things like that. So we set them up in a little gravel pit, like a little, and they played with those for a little bit. Last weekend, they found some really nice sawdust to play in, and so they did that instead. That meant we were out of the way, we could still hear the judging. So it's nice for us to be able to follow that, but it means that they can just be kids.
So I think she, very feminine. However, I think, that strength of the top line, would be something to...
It has been 4 hours. We are back at the car. The kids are starting to get tired, so I've removed them from being around the cattle and being around people who are wanting to listen to the judging. Ned has already judged the junior judging, has got a little bit more judging. The steers are currently in the ring. I'm not sure what is up next, but we will find out. Okay, so we are back for day 2 of the show, and that is when the rides and most of the other vendors are open. So the toy library had a stand there for free toys to play with. The boys had a go at whip cracking for their very first time. They started with single whips and then 2 whips. So over the weekend, Ned judged 156 kids in junior judging and parading competitions, 182 head in the cattle classes, as well as 82 head of competitive steers. On day 1 of the show, Ned judged from 11:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and on day 2 of the show, he judged from 9 a.m. all the way through to 6:30 p.m. Again, it was a fantastic effort and he had such a great time, and so did all of the people who were there at the show involved in the cattle section. Thank you to everyone who brought their cattle out to be judged, who supported the students, to all the sponsors and the committee that put this show together. 2 days here at the show. I set up my car parked away a little way away from everybody else underneath the tree, so it's nice and shady, and that means that if at any point with the 4 kids we needed some time and some space, we had a little bit of privacy. The car was nice and cool because it's been in the shade, and just somewhere that we can decompress if we needed to. So that means everyone is starting to get a little bit tired. It has been 2 massive days. So because we've got the 3.5 hour drive home after this show, we will just probably leave the show ring, either go and get some takeaway or have a quick dinner, and then we will head all the way through home.